In the far northwestern reaches of the vale, where jagged cliffs tore into the clouds, and ancient waterfalls thundered into the mist below, there rose a fortress unlike any other in Westeros. It was not born of luxury, nor softened by songs and silk. It was born of stone, iron, and unbending will. Its name was Blackstone. Blackstone was more than a stronghold. It was a promise. A promise that the mountain people would never bow lightly, never kneel in fear, and never abandon their own. High above the forests and the cold rivers, walls climbed the cliffs like the work of giants, and a gate of black steel stood between the realm and ruin. At the heart of that rising power stood Brandon of Blackstone, broad-shouldered, bald, and crowned by a long white beard. He looked less like a lord and more like a king carved from the mountain itself. In his hand he carried Stonefang, a blade as hard and merciless as the land he ruled. Men did not follow Brandon because they were ordered to. They followed because they believed. Beside him stood Daniel, his younger brother, quiet as snowfall and deadly as a drawn blade. Where Brandon inspired, Daniel sharpened. He took raw fighters and forged them into disciplined killers. Sword, spear, bow, knife. Under his watch, every weapon became an extension of the will. In every shadow of Blackstone, Daniel's skill was present. And then there was Charlie, towering, tattooed, and terrible in battle. When shield walls locked and armies braced for slaughter, Charlie struck like a storm unleashed. His war hammer rose and fell with crushing force, breaking bone, steel, and courage alike. To Blackstone, he was a champion. To its enemies, he was the last thing they ever saw. But the strength of Blackstone was not carried by brothers alone. In the deep forests below the fortress rode Billie Jean Wolfswood, huntress of Blackstone. Fierce, sharp-eyed, and unshaken by danger, she commanded 1,000 huntresses through the mist and pines. They guarded hidden trails, watched the mountain passes, and turned the wild itself into Blackstone's ally. As the years passed, Blackstone did not merely endure. It expanded. Roads were cut through rock. Towers were raised. The harbor below filled with ships, fishing vessels, trade ships, and dark war galleys built for distant waters and violent days. What began as a mountain fortress became a realm of growing wealth, iron discipline, and rising power. So the tale of Blackstone spread from the Vale to the wider world. A fortress of mist and thunder. A people forged by hardship. And at its center, warriors worthy of song. Brandon the Mountain King, Daniel the Silent Blade, Charlie the Hammer of War, and Billie Jean, Huntress of the Wild. They did not inherit greatness. They built it. And when the banners of Blackstone rose, the mountains themselves seemed to stand and march with them.